Hi, fellow YouTubers. Welcome back if you're following our series, or if you're new, welcome to the video. This is going to be Cloud Mining with Hashflare Episode 5. And it seems like it's been a while since we posted a Hashflare video, so I looked real quick, and I believe we were on day 7 the last time that we posted. And today's day 18, so it definitely has been a while. At this point, there's not a whole lot to go over. We've done a lot of the core work, and it's just to kind of get a refresher on the numbers and see how things are going. So let's just take a quick look at the market and see how that's going. Let's go to Coinbase, and actually what's it showing here? Ethereum. As you can see, Ethereum is, coming back a little bit. I think maybe about a month and a half ago, it was around 320 and kind of tanked from there onwards. And maybe in the past few days, it's come back, which is a good thing because I have a lot of hope for Ethereum as a coin long-term. Litecoin looks like it's pretty much doing about the same thing. They're following along with the Bitcoin lead. And if we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's doing great, $43.99. They're getting up there closer to their overall peak that they reached. So it's good to see that it's continuing to climb, especially because that's what we're mining on Hashflare. And whenever you're mining the coin that's getting higher in value, that can only be a positive thing. Let's get rid of that screen. And let's get right on to Hashflare. So let me just refresh to make sure we don't get logged out. As you can see our graph here, this just tells you how much Bitcoin you have. And the reason that it's not a straight up line or a line that goes up, as you might have noticed the last few times, is we keep upgrading by reinvesting the money that we're making right back into buying hash power. So if you look here, we're at 2.31 terahashes. So we've definitely bumped up a few times, and it's looking good. And right here, let's see, I wonder why I didn't reinvest this. I bet you this is pretty close. Let's just take a real quick side break on this and see what the number is. $1.45. So, a nickel short of buying another 10 gigahash, but that's fine because, maybe tomorrow the payout will be a little bit higher and we'll get to buy 2 gigahash at one time. So this is looking good. Our last payout of 0.00509, I think looks a little low on the number scale as to what we're used to seeing, but we'll go and double check that on the actual spreadsheet in a minute. And if we look at their monthly forecast here at 6622, that number's a little bit lower than what it's shown in the past couple of days. So, there's fluctuation in the coin, which we expect, of course. There's complexity. There's probably a lot of volume as well. So those all affect it. We just hope that it doesn't get too bad. That way our contracts go a little bit longer and make us more money. So having said that, let's take a quick look at the history. And we'll slide all the way down here. And we can see we already reflected our payout for the 6th, which is today. And it's, looking pretty normal, 509. So yeah, just a little bit lower than the daily payout, which is okay. And then we're going to slide up here and take a quick look at what we have as far as our contracts. And as you can see, we started off with that original 800. We upgraded with some of the reinvestment options. Then we jumped in and bought another 1400. And each day, it's been on automatic. It's been going and buying, based on the amount of money that we've gotten in payouts, it's been going and buying another 10 gigahash almost every day. And if we go to the second here, and it looks like yesterday it bought another 10, but the day before that, it actually bought 20. So on the good days, it's allowing us to buy an even greater amount, which is a nice thing. So that's how that looks. Let's get rid of that and let's go grab the spreadsheet. And let me make sure, I'm pretty sure I updated this already. And yes, I've got here 10.6's payout, and that's here. Now, the spreadsheet keeps evolving. Every time you see it, you'll probably be like, what's this extra column? What's that extra information? And it's just that as you continue to work the spreadsheet and try to detail everything, you want to improve the visibility of information and make it easier to read what you want to find out. So in this case, we had our Bitcoin rewards for the payouts each day. We had our maintenance fee that we get every day. And we converted over here to each column into US. And we didn't really have a net, so we couldn't tell the number of profit from this page, which of course, this wasn't the page to do that, but everything helps in the visual aspect of it. If I just came here and said, oh, you know what? Today we got $1.42, and once we bumped up that hash rate, we can see here they're pretty consistent, maybe a little bit higher than $1.42, but we could break out a calculator and say, all right, if this is a one-year contract, let's take that $1.42, multiply it by 365. We know, of course, that's not going to happen because of all the variables in mining, but multiply it by that, then we can get a quick number and say, hey, we're profitable. So it gives you just another perspective when you're looking at the data. And if we go back to our main sheet, here's where the good stuff is at. So we put that initial 330 in. We got a total of 2,300 gigahash, and we have it for 12 months. One of the things that I didn't do is, even though we have a little bit more terahash than what we're showing here, because that wasn't paid for, that was reinvested, I figured I would leave that out of here. And at the same time, I didn't want to inflate this number and keep making the number higher and getting kind of disappointed that the numbers don't hit target. So hopefully if we do that, we'll have a little bit easier time of hitting the target. Now this number here in our first column, which of course it's in our first month, day 18 up here, is reflecting not only the income based on the projection of this $2.89 per 100 gigahash, but it's also taking away the calculated fees. So if we just click on this formula real quick, we can see that we're actually subtracting C16, which is right here. So this 4192 is actually a higher number than what we're seeing here, but we didn't want it to be an unrealistic number. If we were to put the actual income number, then this is probably going to be around 60 some odd dollars, and our break-even day is going to be much sooner, which isn't true. So that's one of the reasons that I did that. Now, if we slide down here, the way that it's predicted so far, we should make $503. Now, of course, until we get there, we're not going to put that money in the bank and say, woohoo, we did it. And we're also not going to go crazy and go buy, another $1,000 worth of, power. That wouldn't make sense. But looking at it right now, the forecast is actually taking the real numbers, figuring out how much you've gotten paid each day, and averaging based on the amount of days that you actually got paid, what it looks like you'll get by the end of the month. And so in this case, this number is a little deceiving. It's at 17% because it's actually comparing this number. It's not comparing the 60 some odd dollar number that we should be seeing there, $65 number. So I'm going to update that in the next episode. That way we can get a little bit more realistic number as to what the target is that we're getting. While we were doing the desktop mining calculations, we actually came up with a way to kind of get around this. And I'll just give you a sneak preview. If I go here to desktop Ethereum, now this is Ethereum, so the numbers are going to be a lot different. But what I did is I came up with this flag that we could set for the gross value of income or the net value of income. And so if I just change this to a Y, we'll look at this 2563, we'll say Y, and this is actually what the forecast tells us. Based on the power that you purchased and the value of everything, these are the numbers you're going to make. But as you can see, according to this, and again, this is desktop, so the hardware that we purchased would show that our break-even day is in the 9th month. And that might be something that you go jumping to the store and try to buy more video cards. But the reality is we're not even close. The reason is because electricity is pretty darn expensive to run these things. Just for reference, as you can see here, this is running at 412 watts, which is 24/7. So it's a pretty big number. Anyway, we'll add this same functionality into the cloud mining. That way we can get a better interpretation of what's going on. Here you could see, with the gross number, and here we could see it with the net number. In this case, subtracting not only fees, which are for the pools, but also subtracting the power. So that's what we're going to do for this. And I think that's pretty much it. Everything's been, working well. Hashflare's reporting has been coming in on a daily basis without any issues. The one or two times I might have emailed a question to them, they've been responsive within a few days. So far I'm happy with Hashflare. I'm very happy with the Bitcoin mining, and definitely having some of this desktop mining project that we're working on is also showing me that there's a definite pain in dealing with hardware, and there's a definite high cost in dealing with electricity. So when we see those maintenance fees, we're not going to feel so bad that those maintenance fees are there if we look at the other video and take a look at what it's costing us to run the rigs. Having said that, if you think somebody you know likes this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd share it. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. And don't forget to click that subscribe button. That way you can keep up with other videos that we're producing. Until the next time, I look forward to hearing your comments down below, and we'll see you soon.